Guys, it's Carter with the Swing Trading Masterclass. Hope you guys are all having a fantastic day today. Now, in today's video, we are going to be talking about day trading. We took a day trade today on Tesla. You guys know that I really focus on quality and understanding that, one, I'm not going to be chasing stocks. I'm not going to be jumping in on these high growth, these high gap up stocks that a lot of day traders trade. I focus on a handful of stock that I want to be a master in, like Tesla, QQQ, SPY, Nvidia, Apple, are really the top 5 stocks that I constantly day trade. Now, today, the position that we took was honestly just a textbook short trade. It was a break of the trend. It worked out really, really well, and it made us a couple $100. So, that's the goal every single day. A lot of people think that you need thousands, millions of dollars to get started with trading, when in reality, what you really need is just a good strategy and understanding trading. If you make 3% per month, which might not seem like a lot of money with $100, but if you make 3%, you're in the top 5% of all traders in the entire world. So yes, that small $3 move might not seem like much. It might not even buy you coffee, but you're doing things right. And that's why traders fail, is because they think that you have to double your money every day. They think that you have to turn $1,000 into $1 million in 30 days. No, in reality, most traders and most successful traders that I personally know make money off consistency. So they take profit at 1, 2, 3%, but they do this compounded. And over the course of a year, 2 years, that $100 could double, triple, quadruple. And that's why trading is so important. So let's talk about here the trade that we took on Tesla. So Tesla here, I love day trading Tesla. I find it a very easy stock to trade if you have like a general idea of trading. Now, for me, I'm not a huge trader in the mornings. Occasionally, I will take a trade in the morning if we have a trend break or a clear sign of trend. But you guys can see pre-market, it really wasn't doing much, right? We had this push up, this gap down, the push back up, and maybe you could say there was some sort of support like that, maybe, but it only hit it, about twice. And normally for trends, we want like 2 or 3 times. And so I personally just had a harder time of judgment. Now, as the market opened here, you guys can see it sold off from about 365 all the way to about 385. Now, there's 2 approaches when a stock sells off that much. Is one, today's going to be a rough day. It's going to be a lot of sell off, a lot of volatility. Then we had this push up, and you guys can see it kind of went a little sideways here where it didn't hit, come back down. So I'm kind of just watching it, seeing if a new trend can be formed, So really what I'm doing, for those of you that always ask, is I'm going, okay, that's the trend there, nothing there. And then I saw this right here. So I'm looking for a couple of touches, right? So it hits it, buying pressure. You guys can see as we zoom in here, you guys can see it really hits it once, twice, and then we had this here, right? You can see where it has heavy support here. So I'm looking at this and I go, okay, there's several different approaches. One, we could look for a long position. So a long position is betting for the stock to obviously go up. And this is kind of the move that I was thinking, something like that, where if it pushes up above, 364, we could have a great breakout in the upward direction. And then if it breaks down below, 361, we could have a lot of sell off. And one of the things here that we did is it sold off like crazy, right? It sold off all the way down to near and around 357. Now, there's a lot of different approaches here that I always look for. One of the ones that I've been really focusing on is using something called a MACD indicator for my entries and my exits. So it's a very simple indicator that a lot of traders love and sometimes a lot of people don't like. Now, you guys can see where we have the orange line right here break down through this blue line. This is a bearish thing for the stock to do. So right here, or really our entry point would have been almost where we bought it. I was a little late to the party for it, to be honest with you, because if I would have bought it, I probably would have started my short at about 362 instead of 361. Yes, that $1 might not seem like much, but hey, I still got in at a relatively good price because of that trend breakdown. I didn't want to get in here because we could see a tendency of getting it, some support out of it. So we had the breakdown, and what we are looking for, honestly, is the push up, right? So we have the short entry, and then this would be the short exit right here. Now, for me, I never want to hold a stock overnight for a day trade for my strategy. So you guys can see it popped up here. We started averaging out on the trade, and that started selling off more and more and more. And then we were able to sell out all of our shares at near and around the 358 mark, which was an absolute great, exit. So entry, exit, really good move. We thinned out on here and then got that good dump down below. Now, obviously, if the stock continued to go up, yeah, we were being a little more risky with this trade by holding it for a little bit of a longer time. But realistically, I was really paying attention to this indicator right here and also going to that 1 minute chart. And you guys can still see that we had a lot more selling pressure than what the 5 minute chart appeared to have. So you guys can see right there. So really great short here, and you guys can see it a little bit better on, honestly, this 1 minute chart here, kind of what I was looking at, kind of like that right there. So the heavy support, buying pressure, entry point right here, right? Keeping our stops relatively tight, get great risk management using the 5 minute chart here on the MACD, and also using the RSI. Now, all you got to do, guys, in order to be successful is understand your indicators. Doing that will help jumpstart your trading. And some traders are really good in the morning. Some are really good in the late afternoon. I happen to be one of the late afternoon traders because I love trend lines. And in the morning, there's really no trends, and so that's what I really focus on. And I only trade a handful of stocks. Like I said, I'm not going to be the type of trader, to be honest with you, that jumps in on these stocks that are squeezing up 1, 2, 300% in a single day. I find them incredibly risky. I did that when I was 18 years old, and there's a reason why I don't do it now. So guys, I hope you guys all enjoyed it. If you have any questions, feel free to ask down below. We'll see you guys in the next one. Like, subscribe, and hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and take care.